Hello everyone, in this video I am going to talk about unit circle. So a quick review, what is a unit circle? A unit circle is the circle's center is at the coordinate origin and the radius is equal to 1. That we call it as a unit circle. And the radius means the circle connecting to the endpoint on the radius is the center connecting to any endpoints on the circle. That is the radius is equal to 1. So how do we define sine and cosine on a unit circle? Okay, now take a look at this angle. If we make a triangle over it, let's take a look. For this point, this vertex here, the coordinate would be any number x and y. In this case, the angle T, the opposite side of the angle T is equal to what? It's the length of y, because y is from 0 to that endpoint, right? One of the vertex point on the endpoint of the circle. So this part is equal to y. Similarly, this part, let me use a different color. This part, the length of this part is going to equal to x. Okay, so now let's take a look at the angle T. So in this triangle, it's a right triangle. So we have sine T equals to the opposite side over the hypotenuse. And since this is in a unit circle, the hypotenuse, which is also the radius of the unit circle, which is equal to 1. And the opposite side is equal to y. So that's our sine. Simplify it, is equal to y. Cosine T, which is the adjacent side over the hypotenuse. The adjacent side is x, right? The length of the adjacent side is x, and hypotenuse is equal to 1. So in this case, cosine T is equal to x. So now here's a question. What about tangent T? Tangent is equals to the opposite side over the adjacent side, right? So the opposite side of angle T is y, the adjacent one is x. So this is the definition of sine, cosine function and the tangent function on a unit circle. So let me recap this. If T is a real number and a point x and y on a unit circle correspond angle T, which means when the point and the center they connect and that become the terminal side of the unit circle of the angle, then cosine T is equal to x, sine T is equal to y. And we just proved that. If you don't remember, that's okay. That's why I show you where does the x come from, where does the y come from. As long as you know how to draw a unit circle and you know that the radius is equal to 1, you can prove that by yourself. So all you need to remember actually is the same stuff that we learned on week 1, which is the sine is equal to the opposite side over the hypotenuse, cosine is equal to the adjacent over the hypotenuse, and tangent is the opposite side over the adjacent side. Okay, so let's have an example. This is a unit circle. Good enough. And then we have a circle T in here. Let's not use T, let's use the Greek letters because I want you to get more familiar with the Greek letter. Let's say alpha, the angle alpha, and the point on here is 1/2 square root of 3/2. And now I want you to find what's the cosine alpha and what is sine alpha. So by definition, since this is on a unit circle, cosine alpha is going to equal to y. In our case, y is what? X, and y on this point, the left coordinate is x, the right coordinate is y. So that means our y is equal to square root of 3. So that means in this specific, cosine alpha is equal to square root of 3/2. And sine alpha is equal to, oh, sorry, cosine is equal to x. Sorry. Cosine alpha is equal to x, which is 1/2. Sine alpha is equal to y, which is square root of 3/2. So here is sine and cosine. Now, here's the questions. Question, what about sine pi/2 and the cosine pi? What about these two? So now I want to use more radians notation, since you might already familiar with the degree notation, but still we still have a hard time to get used to the radian notation. So pi/2 is how many degree? It's 19 degree. So where is the 19 degree angle? Well, on the coordinate plane, the 19 degree would be in here, right? So where's the endpoint? The endpoint is on the y-axis, on the top of the unit circle. So the coordinate of this endpoint would be what? X equals to 0, y equals to 1. So that means sine pi/2 is equals to the y coordinate of the endpoint, which is 1. So that means sine 19 degree is equal to 1. Now, what about cosine pi? Cosine pi is the angle in here, right? So which means 118 degree. And then this endpoint is what? X equals to -1, y equals to 0. And the cosine pi is going to equals to the x coordinates, which is -1. So that's it. If it's for this quadrantal angle, so all we need to know is finding where is the coordinate on the unit circle, and just apply sine equals to y, cosine equals to x to find out where are they. Now let's do one more, since we're already working on that. What about tangent? Tangent 3 pi/2. So 3 pi/2 is where? It's on the y-axis, right? But it's the bottom one. I'm going to use the green line. So it would be this angle. So the yellow angle is 3 pi/2. So where's the coordinate point? The coordinate is x equals to 0, y equals to -1, right? So our tangent is equal to y/x, right? So our y is equal to -1, x is equal to 0. So you can have a 0 in the denominator. So in this case, it's undefined. So that means we will not have a tangent 3 pi/2. Okay. Now, what about this angle? So this endpoint is square root of 2 over 2, comma, and negative square root of 2 over 2. So this angle is going to be from the initial side to the terminal side, which is theta. Let's use theta. So sine theta is equals to the y coordinate, which is negative 2 over 2. No, sine is, yeah. And cosine theta is equals to x, which is square root of 2 over 2. That's it. Very easy, right? So just need to remember that, because you know that during the video you already see me making mistakes because we learned sine, folks. So it's very easy to just, the default is sine equals to x and cosine equals to y, but this is wrong. Remember that sine is equals to y and cosine is equal to x. If you don't remember, again, draw a unit circle and prove it by yourself by using the definition of sine function. Okay, I'll see you in the next video.